The Fed is seriously making a crazy decision right now. And we have some big earnings this week. We also have some news about Russia, Ukraine, two big pieces of news there. They're actually declaring peace for a certain amount of time. And also some news on tariffs with Russia and the Ukraine war. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. We're going to keep this video short here today. If you want to see future videos like this, you can hit the bell button so that way you get notified right when I post a video. Because while it does seem like we have a lot of time right now, there will be a time where you need news as quickly as possible. And that's something that I try to do on the channel. Also, there are links underneath the video. Check out WEEX. You can sign up, get a deposit bonus. You can start trading in just a few minutes. And there are other links too, like BTCC, BitUnix, CoinW, Blowfin down there as well. Now, I saw something really interesting. Someone was posting about the Fed, and back in September, they cut rates by 50 basis points, so 0.5%, and they did that when the stock market was at all-time highs, and the Atlanta Fed was projecting 3% GDP growth. So they cut rates even though the market was obviously pretty overheated. However, now inflation has come down even further. We have the Atlanta Fed showing a projected negative 2% growth over the next year. And the stock market has fallen about 20%. And yet they're saying we're not cutting. we're worried about the tariffs. So that is where it's such an interesting situation. They're really stuck between a rock and a hard place. I think even more than they were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, in that the economy looks to be okay, but moving forward, it looks pretty dire. Yet also tariffs could increase the price of different products. You know, Trump, by the way, the Bitcoin baby is in the background. Bitcoin dog is right here too. Some people are going to come up in a few minutes, so hopefully I can get this video done before they come. But Trump wants Jerome Powell to lower rates. He said that he's going to fire him, all that kind of stuff, if he can. Basically, he'll get someone else in there. We also know that the tariffs are temporary as well. So how interesting is it that Trump can control all this? Basically, the Fed, in my mind, is going to capitulate and lower rates as soon as the worries about tariffs are gone. So worries about tariffs go away. Fed is not worried about inflation. They drop rates aggressively. And then Trump is excited because, one, he got whatever tariff deal he wanted, or he'll claim that. And then two, he also got interest rates down at one time. So could this all be orchestrated? Yeah. And would it make sense to have been accumulating, buying the dip over this time because it's temporary? Yes, of course there are long-term ramifications for this. I could be gauging it wrong, and we could have tariffs much longer than people expect. But that is one of the very possible scenarios. Now, we have a couple big earnings this week. I'll talk about that. Before that, though, there's some news out of Russia, Ukraine. Apparently, Russia called for an Easter truce. I've seen some people post on Twitter there was an Eastern truce or something like that. But no, it's not that they're declaring peace like in the East. No, it's that for the next 2 days, they're basically declaring peace for Easter weekend. So kind of interesting. I mean, not a huge change, but good, I suppose. We also know, or we're hearing too, that Trump could possibly reduce tariffs in the deal to make peace in Ukraine and Russia. So I didn't even really think about but that's a nice bargaining chip. Can you hear the baby in the background just playing with his toys? That's a nice bargaining chip for sure that I hadn't even really considered. They could be lowering tariffs just to get rid of this war, and I think that would be very beneficial too. Obviously, the U.S. spends a lot of money over there, has spent a lot of money over there. There's more global uncertainty because of it. So that's one other thing that could come out of this tariff war that would actually be really positive, I think, for the entire market and would actually put us in a better place in that very specific situation than we were 2 months ago before all these tariffs were. Now, we do have some big earnings this week. From what I can see, the two biggest earnings, Tesla on Tuesday and Google on Thursday. Okay, Google, obviously one of the biggest ad companies out there along with Meta and Amazon. Really, Amazon is one of the biggest ad companies, but that will give us a good idea for, you know, how much our business is spending on advertising. What are they seeing there? And then Tesla, we already know their delivery numbers, but obviously it's such a retail favorite. We'll have to be paying attention to it. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I really do appreciate it. I will keep you updated. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe. And if you want to trade, there are links underneath. See you in the next one. Bye.